In case you haven't heard, there's a plan afoot to build a 13-story Islamic centre and mosque a few yards from Ground Zero in New York. A plan that's been enthusiastically welcomed by politicians and civic leaders eager to show how tolerant they are at other people's expense. Is it possible to be astonished but not surprised? Apparently it's not enough that nearly 3,000 innocent people had to lose their lives in a hideous act of religious mass murder, but now their memory has to be insulted as well, and the religion that murdered them allowed to build a towering triumphalist mosque on the ground where they died. Is America losing its mind?
You don't know very much, do you?
No, sir.
You better get your head and your ass wired together, or I will take a giant shit on you.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm not even American, but it makes me sick to my stomach to think that Islam is going to be allowed anywhere near Ground Zero. Because 9/11 could never have happened if not for Islam and its teaching.
This is getting a little complicated, Rocco. Let's look at this logically. You're the psychotic, you should have the envelope. I should have the gun.
Frank?
I know what I'm doing.
Without the shield of religion to hide behind, Islam would be banned in the civilized world as a political ideology of hate. We have no obligation to make allowances for it any more than we do for Nazism. It's true that diversity has been good for America. It's been the making of that country. But American diversity has always been grounded in respect for the values, the individual liberties that make America what it is.
People tend to blame the news as though it's their fault for spreading all this fear, as though there's no market for it. You can't blame the news for making you afraid any more than you would blame horror movies or haunted houses. That's what people are buying into. And the reason that people are buying fear so easily and stockpiling it is you'd much rather believe all that bullshit that, immigrants are trying to take your job and pedophiles are trying to fuck your kids and terrorists are coming to blow up your Ford Focus in particular. That's far more palatable for people to buy than to accept the reality, which is that probably a statistical high Vegas odds probability is that nothing of any significance will ever happen to you in your entire boring life.
Islam despises what America is. It rejects everything America stands for, including freedom and diversity. And any Muslim who denies that is a liar.
Because I'm Muslim. That's what I'm afraid of.
Guidry wanted to speak out to show the other side of Islam, the one he practices daily and peacefully, and in concert with his life as an American soldier.
It's not Islam. It's not being a good Muslim if you can't just live your life normally from day to day and still do those things that you know in your heart are honorable and right and just.
And of course they know how insulting it is, how offensive it is. Are you kidding? Why do you think they chose a site as close as possible to Ground Zero? Or do you think that that was just an accident?
His mother. She interferes.
Perhaps they need a good talking to, if you don't mind my saying so. Perhaps a bit more. My girls, they didn't care for the Overlook at first. One of them actually stole a pack of matches and tried to burn it down. But I corrected them, sir. And when my wife tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her.
But you know, it doesn't have to be this way. Here in London, we had a similar situation just recently where they wanted to build a gigantic mosque to overshadow the Olympic Games. Public opinion put a stop to that, and public opinion can put a stop to this disgraceful plan as well.
washed ashore by the tide of war. Sag den Herrschaften guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
It's true the little lady has her limitations. As a matter of fact, she has absolutely no talent at all. Except that is, well, maybe a little natural talent. Little lady can't dance, she can't tell any jokes, and she can't balance rubber balls on her little nose. But she can sing like a bird. She has a throat of gold. Come on, honey, sing us a
Und als man ihm die Botschaft bracht, dass sein Herzliebchen im Sterben lag, da ließ er all sein Hab und Gut und eilte seinem Herzliebchen zu. Da ließ er all sein Hab und Gut und eilte seinem Herzliebchen zu. Ach bitte, Mutter, bring ein Licht, mein Liebchen stirbt, ich seh es nicht. Das war für mein Mädchen ein ganzes Jahr. Das war für mein treuer Husar, der liebt sein Mädchen ein ganzes Jahr. Es war
Yes, sir. They want us to move back to the front immediately.
Well, give the men a few minutes more, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.